Hello everyone, Elaine here. So I'll just give it another couple of minutes for people to log in, and then we'll get going. Thanks, Aaron. Brilliant. So if you have a mat or just something comfortable, so we'll start on our lying flat on our backs, and then we'll be in our all four position. So a good lot of core in the Pilates tonight with a stretch at the start and the end. Brilliant. So I'll just give it another couple of minutes for people to log on. So if you have any music at home that you want to put to this, we're having a bit of issues with music. So I won't have any music this evening, but just if you want to put some with it or go without either, doesn't really matter. Brilliant. Brilliant. So we've about 25 people tuned in now. What time is it? Okay, so it's just 3 minutes past 8. So I'm just going to give it another minute or two for people to get the notification to get set up. So just if you have a mat, a little bit of water, don't need any props this evening. Brilliant. Perfect. So as I was saying at the beginning, if you want to add music to this, by all means do. We're just having a bit of trouble with the music on YouTube, so I'm not going to have any music this evening. And then just if you have a mat and that. So if you're just new to Pilates, just take your time. I'll do a little bit at the start about pelvic floor activation, and just take it at your own pace. So do whatever you can, only move into the moves as far as feels good for you. If you have any lower back trouble or that, just be nice and careful. I'll keep giving different cues. So you never ever want to feel anything in your lower back or your back. It just means the core is getting tired, and take plenty of breaks, as much as you need. So it's great now. We have a good few tuned in. Brilliant. So let me know how you're getting on when we take the breaks. I'll hop up and see who's tuned in and how you're getting on. Brilliant. Okay, so it's nearly 5 past now, so we'll probably get going. Perfect. So we'll start firstly just lying flat on the mat. So I always just like to start for a minute or two just to totally relax. So it's much easier to move into the moves if you're relaxed, if your muscles are relaxed, your breathing is relaxed. And we'll talk through the pelvic floor and engaging that pelvic floor. So think of, we're always engaging the core from the inside. So fire deep inside, not so much tensing the abs that you might see at the front. It's activation of our core from inside, so fire in the belly, okay? So if you just start, we'll just start like I would in my yoga classes, so just lying flat on your mat, switch from nice and close. Just let the hands and feet fall out to the side, so just let yourself totally relax as I then just talk through your pelvic floor and engaging your pelvic floor and the Pilates breath. So in Pilates, our breath is so important. So you can breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth if that feels good. And as the moves get tougher and your breath gets a little bit stronger, just try really and breathe out through the mouth. So build heat in the body. And then on that exhale is where we're really trying to engage the core. So just lying nice and flat, just let your whole body relax. So let your feet fall out to the side. Let your arms just down by your side. Pull your shoulders down away from your ears. So just let yourself nice and relaxed. So then I'm just going to talk through your pelvic floor or finding where it is. So in your mind's eye, just think of your pubic bone here at the front. So just imagine it in your mind's eye. And then imagine your tailbone right at the back. So then when you're in your Pilates breath, when you breathe in, you still hold a little bit of tension in the core, but it's when you exhale, then you're trying to draw those 2 points together. So you're drawing the space between the pubic bone at the front and the tailbone at the back, and you're lifting up. So another way to think of it then is as you breathe in, holding still a little bit of tension, but as you exhale, then draw that navel, draw your belly button. Imagine we're drawing it back towards your spine and lifting everything underneath that belly button up. And then one last way to think of your pelvic floor, one way I find good, is to think of your hips and your pelvis like a bowl. And then when you exhale and you're trying to engage that pelvic floor, think of that bowl having a bottom of the bowl, so a band of muscle underneath. And as you exhale, you're lifting and drawing that band of muscle up. So you're always thinking of drawing that pelvic floor up. So just do a couple of those breaths yourself. So big deep breath in through the nose. Keep a little bit of tension in the core. And then as you exhale, drawing that tailbone and the pelvic bone towards each other. Or lifting up the bottom of that bowl. So it gets a little bit easier as you move through the class. So I'll keep reminding us of those key points, of those teaching points, okay? So from there then, we'll just take a big deep breath in and stretch the arms up overhead. Just point away the fingers and point away the toes. Just give ourselves a nice long stretch to start. And then from there, as we exhale, just draw up the bottom of that bowl, draw the pelvic floor and squeeze the knees together. So empty the whole body out of air as we squeeze together. Then as we take a big deep breath in, we're going to slowly lower our legs all the way down towards the ground. Take a big deep breath in, stretch away the fingers and the toes again. Then as you exhale, draw the bottom of that bowl and pull everything together. Lift the chin up just to get a nice stretch down the back of the neck. We'll do 2 more of those. So big deep breath in, nice and slowly. Stretch nice and long, stretch the fingers, stretch the toes. Then as you exhale, draw that belly button back towards the spine and squeeze together. Empty all the air. Big exhale through the mouth. Then one last one. Big deep breath in. Use the core to slowly lower the legs towards the mat. Stretch away the fingers, stretch away the toes. And as we exhale last time, draw all the way in together, squeeze everything out. Perfect. Then you can just let the head down and just gently rock from side to side. Just massage out either side of the spine. Then let the knees fall away. So just hold the knees with the hands and get right down that lower back. Just rotate from side to side. Brilliant. So from there, then we'll just get a stretch on the legs and start to activate the core a little bit further. So we'll hug around the right shin, hugging in tight. We're going to hover the left leg off the ground.
So always in Pilates, you're thinking of elegance through the limbs. So long limbs, so you're pointing the toes all the time as much as you can. So squeeze this knee in nice and tight. On the right side, feel us the hip and the groin open, and then nice and gently. Swap sides, elegance through the limbs, hover the right leg off the ground, draw the shoulders back and down. Perfect. Then we'll come back to the right leg again, and this time we're going to engage the core, so we're going to scoop the belly button in, lift the shoulders up off the mat. You can leave the head down if you have any neck trouble or you're just starting. And from there, then we'll take a big deep breath in. And then as we exhale, engage the pelvic floor and swap the legs. Slowly hover the opposite leg off the ground. Big deep breath in again to prepare. And as you exhale, engage the tummy and swap the legs. Perfect. So we'll keep going. So big deep breath in to prepare. And as we exhale on the movement, engage the pelvic floor and swap the leg. Perfect. We'll do 2 more. Breath in. Exhale, swap. Perfect. Keep hovering, pointing the toes, and 1 more big deep breath. Exhale, swap. Perfect. So just hold nice and steady on the last one. Brilliant. And then just plant the 2 feet onto the mat. From there, then just let your hands down by your side. Just gently let the knees rock and fall from side to side. So just a small little rotation in the lower back. Brilliant. And from there, then we'll start to stretch the backs of the legs. So in Pilates, it's all about your pelvic floor and your breath, but Pilates as well is also about correcting posture. So the more you can stretch and lengthen the muscles, the better the posture will be, okay? So from there, just stretch the left leg out nice and long. We'll stretch and lengthen the right leg all the way up towards the roof. Good. So you can point the toes, or you can flex the heel here so that you feel it all the way up the back of the leg. And then nice and slowly, we'll walk the hands all the way up along this leg. So get a nice long stretch. Keep a little slight bend in the knee so you can stretch all down the back of the hamstring. And don't worry if you can't come up too far. Leave the head down if you need. Then massage that right leg all the way down to the mat, and we'll swap to the left side. So stretch and lengthen the left leg all the way up. And this time again, walk the hands all the way up. Just come up as far as feels good for you, that you're feeling the stretch, but as you exhale, you're trying to relax into the stretch a little bit more. Perfect. So from here then, nice and gently, we're going to hover the opposite leg off the ground, and we're going to do the same thing as we exhale, swap. Try keep the feet off the ground if you can. Breath in to prepare. Exhale, draw the pelvic floor to swap the legs. Brilliant. Breath in to prepare. Exhale, draw and swap. Perfect. Nice length through the legs as much as you can. Leave the head down again at any point if you need. Keep scooping the belly button back towards the spine, back towards the mat. Long, elegant legs. Perfect. And we'll do 1 more each side. So you're just holding for a second and swap. Perfect. And last one. Brilliant. Excellent. Then nice and steady. Just hook the 2 knees in. Give yourself a nice little rock again, one last time from side to side. Perfect. So from there then, our last little bit of our warm-up, we're going to come into our glute bridge. So this is starting to work now. So from here, we'll walk our feet all the way back towards us. Plant the 2 heels into the mat. Have your knees at just hip width apart. Roll your shoulders down away from your ears. So you don't want the shoulders scooped up around your ears. Get a nice long spine. So you always want to think of a long spine also while you're lying on the mat. So slight tuck in the chin. Long neck at the back, long spine, and from there, we take a breath in to prepare. Before we go to move, as you exhale, you want to lift and zip up the bottom of that bowl as you slowly peel vertebrae by vertebrae all the way up to the ceiling. Take a breath in at the top, and as you exhale, lowering down with that core. Brilliant. So each time you move, you're exhaling, you prepare on the inhale, you prepare to move. So big deep breath in to prepare. Coming up through the heels. As we exhale, lift and draw up that pelvic floor and slowly peel vertebrae by vertebrae all the way up. Come right up onto the shoulder blades. Squeeze the glutes at the back. Put all your focus here on the core, deep inside. Take a breath in at the top to prepare. As you exhale, the bowl is up in the air now, so draw it up underneath the rib cage. And nice, slow and steady. Peel vertebrae by vertebrae all the way down to the mat. Feel your lower back curl into the mat. Same again, breath in at the bottom, big deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, nice, slow, controlled peel all the way up. Come right up onto the shoulder blades, squeeze at the top. Breath in at the top, really think about your pelvic floor. A nice, easy movement, but concentrating on getting that pelvic floor engaged, our Pilates breath. And we'll do 1 more, big deep breath in at the bottom, and exhale, slow and steady. Peel vertebrae by vertebrae all the way up. Feel the backs of the legs and the glutes squeeze on. Perfect. We're going to stay here now. So you can watch me for the first one. So we're going to take a big deep breath in and we're going to come up into our single leg glute bridge. So breath in to prepare, place all the way to your left heel, and then as you exhale, engage the pelvic floor, bring the right knee in towards your chest, and then stretch and lengthen this right leg all the way towards the ceiling. So we're going to breathe in nice and long, stretching this right toe towards the roof. As we exhale, we're going to slowly lower the leg to 45 degrees to line up with the opposite knee. The leg moves as one. Big deep breath in, all the way back up to the center. Reach for the sky. Exhale, engage slowly to lower that leg to 45. Brilliant. Keep going. Big deep breath in. Stretch up long. Exhale, engage the pelvic floor to slowly lower the leg. Brilliant. One more. Big deep breath in. Squeeze up through that left glute. Brilliant. And exhale all the way down. Bend the knee back in. Plant it down. Take a break if you need, but stay up if you can. Going on the opposite side. Take a breath in to prepare. All the way through the right heel. Up and stretch this left leg all the way towards the ceiling. Reach the toes towards the sky. Breath in to prepare. Stretch the leg long. Exhale. Slowly lower to line up with the opposite knee. Brilliant. Nice and controlled all the way back up. Squeeze up through the opposite glute. Perfect. Exhale. Squeeze on the movement. Draw the pelvic floor. Brilliant. All the way back up. Perfect. And one more. Big deep breath in. Nice and slowly exhale. Lower the leg. Perfect. Bend the knee. Plant it down. Keep up in your glute bridge if you can. Perfect. And we'll just work a small bit with the heels and the backs of the calves. So take a breath in, and then from there, as we exhale, come right up onto your tippy toes. You can walk in a small bit if you need. Good. So feel it up through the backs of the calves. We'll just take a couple of breaths here. Big deep breath in. Just hold the core nice and strong. As you exhale, stay up, but really draw up the bottom of that bowl. Draw the belly button back towards the spine. And take one more breath. Squeeze the hips a little higher. Perfect. Feel the backs of the legs work. And nice and slowly lower the heels and lower yourself vertebrae by vertebrae all the way down to the mat. Perfect. From there then, just give yourself a well-deserved hug, a little rock from side to side, and then we'll start to rock forward and back, holding the tummy nice and strong. Roll up and down your spine like a ball. Brilliant. So feel the spine massage. Perfect. And then come up. If you need a drink for a second, and then we're going to go back down into a lying position and do our core from there lying flat, okay? So a little bit more focused on the core. So take a second, and then we're going to go back into a lying position on the mat. Brilliant. So thanks so much, guys. About 30 people tuned in. So hope you're enjoying it. And remember that if you have any lower back trouble or neck trouble, ease off at any point when you need. Take little breaks. Brilliant. So we're going to put 3 moves together now. And we're just going to do short repetitions, so short time in them. So it's not about doing as many reps as you can. Stop if you can't feel it in the core anymore, okay? So you can only hold your pelvic floor for a short couple of seconds at a time. So try and get good quality reps. The slower the better, the more control, the more, so mind-muscle connection. So the more you can switch off from everything outside and think about the muscles that we want to use, the better, okay? So lying back flat on the mat again. So from there, we'll start with a nice simple one. We will bring our knees to tabletop position. So just watch, as I always say, that the knees aren't too far back. So if they're back here, your fronts of the legs are switched off and your lower back is lifting off the mat. But if you gently press the knees away, push them away, the lower back and the pelvis and the hips is nice and neutral. So really important in your Pilates to have the pelvis nice and neutral. And then we want to have our shins parallel towards the roof. So try not to have the legs dangling down. Same as before, elegance through the limbs, energy right to the tips of the toes, okay? So from there then, if you can and want to make it a little bit tougher, scoop the belly button in and lift the shoulders up off the mat. So let that lower back sit into the mat. So we'll take a big deep breath in then, and we'll stretch one leg all the way away as you exhale, like a rope. Draw that pelvic floor to come back to center, opposite side. Big deep breath in, stretch nice and long. Exhale, draw back. Don't worry if you need to exhale on this stretch. Wherever the exhale is, keep going with that as long as you're engaging when you exhale. So breath in, stretch long, elegance through the limbs. Exhale, use those lower abs to come back. Perfect. Big deep breath in, stretch long. Won't do too many tonight. Exhale, draw back. Perfect. Keep thinking of lifting the bottom of that bowl. If you feel in the head, you're getting a little bit tired, leave the head down, but try to never get into the habit of pulling your head. The head is only lifted up to make it a little bit tougher. The core has to fire on to hold those shoulders up. Brilliant. And we'll do one more each side. Stretch nice and long. Exhale, draw back. Brilliant. And last one. Big deep breath. Exhale, use the bottom of the bowl. Perfect. Take a second. Well done. So the next one then we're going to do is our elbow to knee, so our reaching oblique. So we start again in that tabletop position. Just like I said, don't get into the habit of pulling your head. We're just going to support the head. So we'll take a big deep breath in to prepare, and then as we exhale, one leg stretches, we're going to lift up and over, opposite elbow, opposite knee. Breath. Good. Nice and steady breath in, back to start. Exhale on the movement. Perfect. Again, don't worry where your inhale or your exhale is. Just make sure the move is nice, slow, controlled. You can keep that lower back fixed into the mat. Perfect. Take your time. As the leg stretches, stretch it long. Brilliant. So feel energy all the way right down to the toes. Lifting up and over, using your core, not pulling the head. Perfect. And we'll do two more each side. Nice and steady. Brilliant. Back to center. Nice and steady. Exhale, squeeze. Perfect. Last two. All the way out. Brilliant. Draw back. Feel fire in the belly. And last one. Perfect. And come back to center. Brilliant. Well done. So the last move then, with this one, just be nice and careful. If you have any lower back trouble, bend the knees at any time if you need. If you can, stretch the legs up nice and long. So we're going to come to 90 degrees with long legs. From there then, all you need to do, if the leg only moves that far, perfect. The leg doesn't have to go all the way to the ground, and make sure it doesn't hit the ground, because if it does, your leg is probably a little bit low and the lower back will start to click it, okay? Because you'll arch the lower back if the leg goes too low. So when we're ready, we're going to stretch up nice and tall, up into the 90 degrees, bend the knees again, I said, if you need. From there, then we'll tuck the shoulders up, scoop the chin in, big deep breath in, we'll lengthen the legs. This time we're going to move on the exhale, keep the exhale going and draw back. Breath in and stretch the toes to the roof. Exhale, let the leg lower, keep the exhale going, draw back. Perfect. Breath in at the top. Exhale, nice and slowly. We won't do many of these, a little bit tougher. Keep the belly button, draw it back towards the mat. Perfect. One more each side. Breath in at the top. The slower the better. We don't want the leg to swing. We want it slow and controlled. Last one. Nice and slowly. Perfect. Brilliant. Take a second. Well done. So we'll do another round of those. Just take a little break first. Again, we'll do nice short reps this time. And we'll try and move into each one nice and steady. Okay. So our first one again. Back to our tabletop position. Get the legs set. A long tailbone on the mat. Long spine. Legs at tabletop, energy to the toes. Okay, so off we go. Nice and steady. Breath in, stretch long. Exhale, draw back. Perfect. You can keep the exhale going as the leg stretches and comes back if you wish. Breath in to prepare. You decide what feels good for you, as long as when you exhale, you're scooping the belly button in, lifting up, zipping everything up. Perfect. Brilliant. We'll do the last two each side. Nice and steady. Brilliant. Breath in, exhale, use the tummy like a rope. Last one each side. Perfect. Like a rope, draw back. Last one, like a rope, draw back. Perfect, well done. Then we'll go straight on to our elbow to knee. So again, just supporting the head, not pulling the head. Off we go, breath in to prepare. Exhale, stretch, draw the pelvic floor, brilliant. Nice and steady back. Exhale, squeeze, brilliant. Breath in, prepare, good. Exhale, squeeze, stretch that leg long, back to center. Brilliant. So try not to swing the legs. The slower, the better. One more each side. We should be feeling the fire in the belly. I know I am. Perfect. Last one. Nice and long. And back to center. Perfect. You let the knees just rock from side to side if you want. Little stretch of the tummy, stretch of the back. And we'll go to our 90 degrees. Then we're going to go through them just one more time. Okay. So from there, stretch up nice and long, long legs to the ceiling. So if the knees are bent a little bit, that's fine. The hamstrings are a little bit tight, just stretch as long as we can. So lifting the shoulders, breath in at the top to prepare here. As we exhale, the leg moves. Keep the exhale going. Use the tummy like a rope. Perfect. Nice and slowly. Slow ones down on these and not too many. Leave the head down if you need, but just make sure that you keep the chin tucked in and that we don't drop the leg too low. Perfect. Last one each side. Scoop the belly button in. Keep that pelvic floor engaged. Perfect. Breath in at the top. Last one. Brilliant. Nice and slowly. Perfect. And all the way up. Take a second. Brilliant. So we're just going to do those now one last time, and then we'll come up into our all fours position. So brilliant, guys. Well done. So last time already, we're going to come to that tabletop position again, stretching long through the leg. Exhale, draw back. So keep thinking the bottom of that bowl, band of muscle, as you exhale, lifting and engaging that pelvic floor from the inside, okay? So when we're ready, tabletop position, make sure the legs aren't too far back, engage, shins parallel, point the toes, lift the shoulders, off we go. Big deep breath in, stretch long. Exhale, draw back, perfect. Inhale, stretch long. Before you exhale, think, lift the bottom of that bowl. Draw the pubic bone towards the tailbone. Close that space and lift up as you draw back. Last one each side. Brilliant. Inhale, stretch long. Exhale, draw back. Last one. Inhale, stretch long. Exhale, draw back. Perfect. Second last one of those. Brilliant. Well done, guys. So when we're ready, back to the tabletop position. Using the hands just as a support. Scoop the belly button in towards the spine and towards the mat. Breath in to prepare. Off we go. Exhale, lift up and over. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, nice and slowly. Perfect. Engage. Brilliant. Nice and controlled. Lifting up and over. Using the core. Keep that lower back into the mat. Perfect. We'll do one more each side. Nice and steady. Brilliant. Second last one. Stretch that leg long. And last one. Stretch long. And back to center. Perfect. Brilliant. Give yourself a little rock. And the final one of these before we come up onto our all fours. That's brilliant. So when we're ready, lift the legs nice and long. So think water break now after this. As long as you're just feeling fire in the belly, keep pushing through. Feel anything in the lower back, stop, reset, and bend the knees, okay? So off we go. Nice long legs, 90 degrees. Lift the shoulders, scoop, leave the head down if you need. Breath in, stretch the sky. Exhale, slowly lower. Brilliant. Just go as low as you feel control. Move the leg as one. Brilliant. And slowly, don't swing the leg. So stop dead. Breath in, stretch long. Exhale, squeeze. Keep the squeeze go. Brilliant. One more each side. Big deep breath. Good. Last one. Perfect. Exhale, draw, and all the way back. Brilliant. Well done. So hug the knees in. Take a second and we'll come into rolling that ball again. So rolling the spine up and down the mat. Hug the knees in. Perfect. And when you're ready, come all the way up. Perfect. Brilliant. So take a second, guys. Take a quick drink of water. And then we're going to come onto our all fours position in the mat. Brilliant. So hope everyone is getting on good. Excellent. Perfect. So let me know how you're getting on if you can. And we're going to go for the last couple of moments now on our all fours position. Brilliant. Perfect. Okay. So when we're ready, we'll come down here into our all fours. So last little block of work, and then we'll get a small little stretch, okay? So we're nearly there. So hands below the shoulders, knees below the hips, get a nice long back. Just from here now, just start to think about our pelvic floor in our all fours position. So sometimes people find it easier to feel it here or when they're standing, but we'll do that the next evening, or the lads might go through that. So we've done it in a lying position on the mat, and now we're going to engage in our all fours position. So when you're ready, take a big deep breath in to prepare, and then as you exhale again, so you stay in the all fours, think of that pubic bone at the front, tailbone at the back, draw the space together and lift up. So gently close the eyes if you can. Have the head in line with the spine. So try not to let the heads be drooping and dropping down. Widen out the fingers nice and wide. Feel the full body nice and strong. Brilliant. Lifting up the bottom of that bowl. Imagining you're drawing your belly button back towards your spine and lifting everything underneath, up, underneath the rib cage to imagine that feeling. So squeezing from the inside, perfect. So keep that breath going now. Now we will start to feel the heart rate rise a little bit more, so whole body will be working here. So in through the nose, out through the mouth, build the heat in the body, okay? So we'll tuck the toes under, come up into our bear crawl position, so big deep breath in to prepare. Then as you exhale, just lift the shins off the mat, so my hips or my backside doesn't fire up into the air. We're going to feel it in the fronts of the legs, the quads, just up above the knees. And also I want you to turn your attention to that pelvic floor, squeezing nice and strong. Perfect. So drawing the belly button back towards the spine, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Hold the head nice and steady in line with the spine. Don't let the head drop down. Your gaze is looking down in between the two hands. We'll take one more breath. Exhale, squeeze and relax. Perfect. Well done. Brilliant. So we're just going to add 2 different moves to that, and then we'll finish with a stretch. So the first one is going to be through the arms. So if you've any wrist trouble, maybe don't do this one. Just hold. Use your full hand as a suction cup. Don't just rely on the back of the wrist, or you can come down onto the elbows, okay? So from there, we're going to come up and we're going to go into shoulder taps. So I'll just show you from the side. We don't want the hips to move too far. You're squeezing and engaging your core and your pelvic floor to keep you in position. So you take a breath in to prepare. You come up as you exhale into that position, and then we're slowly going to go opposite hand, opposite shoulder, without the rest of the body moving. So I'll show you here from the front. Breath in to prepare, up into the all fours, nice and slowly. Opposite hand, opposite shoulder. Brilliant. So off we go. Hold that all fours position. So we often do this move in class, but now I want you to slow it down and think about what mind-muscle connection. Think about that Pilates breath. Think about that pelvic floor. We'll just do another couple of reps. We're only doing this once. So hold nice and strong. Keep the shins parallel. Don't let the backside start to lift up. Draw that belly button back towards the spine. Perfect. Last one. Brilliant. And relax. Perfect. Sit back onto the heels if you need a little stretch. Let the head drop down in between the arms. Perfect. And we're going into our last little move for our last bit of work. So we're going to add in the legs now this time. So what we don't want to do is the shins to start lifting off the mat. We don't want the backside to start raising up into the sky. We want to keep our spine nice and flat. That way we can keep our core engaged. So into your all fours position, just pull the belly button back so we don't want an arch in the back. Nice, strong core position. So you can watch me for the first 1 or 2, and then you begin. So breath in. If you're used to my class, you can go straight in. Up into our bear crawl. Then the leg stays at 90 degrees. We're just kicking the heel up towards the ceiling, one leg, and back down. Breath in to prepare. Exhale, the opposite leg goes up, flex the heel, and down. Keep the 90-degree angle in the knee. So off we go. Brilliant. Stretch all the up, kick your heel, and back down. Perfect. Make sure the knees are in below the hips. Brilliant. All the way up and back down. Perfect. So keep that going nice and strong. Flex the heel so you feel the glute working. Watch that the opposite knee doesn't lift too high off the mat. Perfect. Squeeze the glute at the top, back down. Squeeze the glute at the top, back down. Make sure you're not in a long plank position. Make sure those knees are well bent in under the hips. Perfect. Brilliant. Last one on each side. Squeeze as you lift, back down. Squeeze as you lift, and back down. Perfect. Well done. And relax back. Well done, guys. Brilliant. So get a drink of water, and then we'll do just a quick stretch. So we'll flatten the heels towards flatten the feet towards the mat. Let yourself sit all the way back onto the heels. Drop the head all the way down in between the arms. Just creep the arms nice and long, so get a nice stretch all the way down either side of your rib cage. Perfect. Keep letting the hips fall right back onto the heels. Excellent. And then from there, we come all the way forward, lower ourselves down onto the mat, and we just stretch the lower back from the core. Get your elbows right in by your rib cage, so glue them in. Hands in by your sides. Always keep a slight bend in the elbow. Feet flat to the floor slowly. Big deep breath. We'll slowly bring ourselves up. Keep looking towards the front. Drop your shoulders back and down. Feel a stretch in your lower back and your core, but never a pinch. Perfect. From there then, press all the way back. Sit back onto the heels again. We'll do 2 more of those. Nice and steady then. Walk your hands forward. Lower yourself down to the mat again. Glue the elbows in. Big deep breath in. Slowly peel ourselves up. Draw the shoulders back and down. Sit all the way back. Perfect. Brilliant. And last one. Excellent. Creep all the way forward. Lower ourselves down to the mat. Brilliant. Glue the elbows in. Big deep breath. Nice and slowly peel up. Perfect. And sit all the way back. Brilliant. Well done. Then the last one, then we'll just come on to our all fours position. So we'll just do our cat-cow. So all the movement coming from your spine. So we'll stretch our tummy at the front and stretch our shoulders at the back. So from there, we'll take a big deep breath in. Let the belly drop. Lift the chin and the tailbone. And then as you exhale, gently press through the hands. Tuck the chin. Tuck the tailbone. Try to relax your core now. Just feel the stretch around the shoulders all the way up. Same again, big deep breath in, draw the shoulders back, lift the chin and the tailbone, let your belly button fall towards mat. Exhale, come all the way through, round the shoulders, and last one. Big deep breath in, feel the stretch of the front body, lift the chin and the tailbone, and exhale, come all the way through, round the shoulders, brilliant, and nice and steady, and relax, come back to center. Brilliant guys, so thanks so much for joining in so late in the evening. I'll be back with you again during the week for some yoga and some more Pilates. So keep an eye on the channel. So I think I'm not sure who's in the morning, but we're live again at 6:45 tomorrow morning. So some brave souls might be up, and we're live all through the day. So 9:30, 1:15, 5:15, 6:30, and 8 p.m. So thanks so much, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Kept you maybe a little bit longer than I planned. Anyways, all good. So have a good evening. Bye-bye.